Hey y'all, have you heard Kesha's new single, Raising Hell? It is so good. The end, this one's for the misfits of creation, take this as your holy validation. Yes! That's all I need in my life. I need your holy validation. Thank you, Kesha. I appreciate that so much. Good God, I need to art remix that into something. I don't know what yet, but good God, y'all. Now, I love Kesha. I literally think about how proud I am of her at least 2 times a week. However, high school me is probably a little bit pissed at present me, because me from the past was a little shit who thought that their straight A's meant that they were better than everyone else. And I was hella deep into the I'm not like other girls fallacy. Spoiler alert, you're right, you're not, but it's not because you're better than other girls, it's because you're not a girl, you're genderqueer as hell. Anyways, so these two things in combination with my teenage penchant for hating things drew me to aggressively hate on Kesha and her public image circa like 2010-ish. I had a couple of people that I was vaguely friends-ish with that were super into her, and like they went to her concert when she came to town, and like I hated it. I openly derided their life choices and taste in music every chance that I got. I hated the drunk party girl aesthetic. I thought it was stupid and that everyone who chose that lifestyle was a fucking dumbass. What I had going on was a case of internalized misogyny mixed with a little bit of an intellectual superiority complex. More on that in a minute. Internalized depression is where you start to believe oppressive beliefs about a social group that you belong to. Often this looks like believing that your group is worth less than the dominant group. So in this particular case of internalized misogyny, the belief that I was grappling with is that women are not as smart as men. When what baby me was doing was attempting to prove this belief wrong through policing other women. Not by questioning the belief itself, or its implications, or the actions of the men who buy into the belief, but instead accepting their premise and judging other women who were proving them right. Interesting side note, some of the conversation around Kesha at the time was that she was actually incredibly smart, and because she had like a really high IQ or got spectacular score on the SAT or something, you shouldn't write her off as a dumb party girl. But by focusing on her high test scores as the main point of defense, the argument kind of implied that her worth as a human being should be derived from her intelligence. Her party girl music and lifestyle was only valid because she was choosing it instead of the smart people things that she could be doing instead. I don't recall anyone making the same type of argument for the validity of Katy Perry, for instance. Now, as much as I would like to say that I just unpacked this with no prompting whatsoever and absolutely no problematic motives, that would be an edited narrative of what happened. The turning point for my personal beliefs about Kesha was very tied up in the lawsuit with her abusive producer. It started as an, oh shit, this shouldn't happen to anyone ever. And there was quite a bit of pity involved. I felt bad for Kesha as a victim of this horrible abuse. And then I felt guilty for judging her so harshly when this is what was happening behind the scenes. After the lawsuit, but before her album Rainbow came out in 2017, I would periodically think about just like, man, I hope Kesha's doing well. She deserves good things. Because you know what? She does. But she shouldn't have had to go through that kind of abuse to win my respect and well wishes. No one should. As long as they're not hurting anyone, people should be allowed to just do their thing without being trashed on by some teenage prick with an intellectual superiority complex. So, to Kesha, and to all the other women that I judged harshly because you weren't performing intelligence up to my arbitrary standard, I am sorry. I'm sorry that I was rude and sometimes cruel to you. That was misguided of me at best. I hope you're well and doing things that bring you joy and fulfillment, even if they aren't the same things that bring me joy and fulfillment. So with love and empathy, I'm gonna sign off. Bye, babes.